Hey guys, good evening. I thought that some of you hadn't seen my face, so here I am. Hope you had a great spring break. All right, we're going to talk about how proteins are made by the cell. We've talked about ribosomes last semester. We've talked about DNA. We've talked a little bit about RNA. So now let's put it all together. So how proteins are made by the cell. Why is a protein and what is a protein and why is it important for living cells? We know that they build and repair. We know that they're responsible for making our enzymes. We know that they're responsible for um, building our muscle. They have many different purposes, and that's why there's a whole field of study dedicated just to them. All right, your body is made up of trillions of cells of all different kinds, muscle cells, brain cells, blood cells, and more. Inside those cells, proteins are allowing your body to do what it does: break down food to power your muscles, send signals through your brain that control the body, and transport nutrients through your blood. Proteins are building blocks. They make up everything that you are. Okay, I like the analogy of using Legos. All right, the first step is called transcription. So transcription happens when one of the strands of DNA is used as a template to create a strand of messenger RNA. There's three different types of RNA. mRNA is messenger RNA. It requires an enzyme called RNA polymerase. Anytime you see ASE in the end of a word, that means that it is an enzyme. Transcription always starts at a region called the promoter. Introns are segments of DNA that do not contain genes. So DNA is on all of our chromosomes, and we know that our genes are on our chromosomes, but not all parts of the DNA have the genes. Some of them have information. Exons are segments that contain the genes. Each three bases on mRNA is called a codon. It responds or corresponds to an amino acid, and there's a nice chart here for us to look at. You'll notice that instead of A, C, T, and G for mRNA or all RNA, they replace T with U. It's just a different shape. It has a different name. It's called uracil. Translation. This takes place by using the messenger RNA, and it converts it into an amino acid chain. So if you'll remember way back to last semester, the building block for protein was an amino acid, and I said, don't worry, we'll get to that. The instructions for building the amino acid come from DNA, which is translated into RNA, which is then broken off into three bases and makes an amino acid. Individual amino acids will join to form a protein. Shapes and composition of protein determine its functionality, like your hair, the enzyme, skin, muscles, etc. So here's your steps. You'll see here you've got an amino acid right here. Here's mRNA. So what has to come along is what we call the anticodon, so the other half, because after they're sectioned off into threes, they then have to go off and actually build the protein. And the protein is double-stranded, whereas RNA is single. And then here's just, a nice image that you can label. You'll notice the next slide, it has the answers. In normal circumstances, this would have been a handout. I would have given it to you, you would have filled it in, and would have tested you on this. All right. Protein synthesis, we have the Amoeba Sisters. They're going to run you through that. I love that this is animated because when I had to learn this stuff, you had to kind of picture it in your mind. You read about it, but there weren't a whole lot of documents or illustrations, and there certainly were no videos on it. So watch the Amoeba Sisters protein synthesis. It's really good. And that's all I've got. I'll be on Google Hangouts tomorrow and Thursday. Friday's kind of a touch base. Chime in if you need to, whatever you need to do. You guys are doing great work. I have sent out, some of you had some missing assignments. I sent those out. Please get those done so I can give you credit for them. Take advantage of the fact that you don't have a whole lot of other work for me that you have to do. So take advantage of that, and definitely let me know if you need anything. I'm just an email away. So take care, and I'll see you again soon.